Hello, artist, and welcome back. This is day 15 of the Inktober Tangle Challenge for 2025, and today's tangle is called Puffle. I'm Martha, and I'm a CZT, and I'm going to lead you through two drawings of this Puffle tangle. We'll start out with a very simple version, like the one you see here, and then we will move on to one that is a little bit more complex. So grab some supplies and let's get started. The best way to describe the Puffle tangle is a series of hearts all connected together. So I've slowed this video down, and I'm going to start with just a little bit of a spiral here that's going to loop around into a heart. And then I'm going to go down and draw an upside down heart. And the bottom of that heart is going to connect up to the heart that was already drawn. So all of these hearts are connected side by side. This tangle took me a minute to kind of get those hearts to touch like this, but after some practice, I was able to get them to connect. So practice makes progress, as I always tell my students. So just give yourself some grace and practice it a few times, and it'll start to come together for you. Inside each of the hearts, we're going to add a series of little loops. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. It kind of reminds me of teaching kids to tie their shoes. A lot of times people will say, to make some bunny ears. And these little loops remind me of bunny ears. So 4 loops in each heart. And then I do all in one direction, and then I flip my tile and do the other hearts. And there we have the Puffle tangle. I'm going ahead and labeling the back of this bijou tile so that I have all the information to reference in the future if I forget the name of this tangle. Moving on to a variation of this tangle, I'm going to be drawing it on a black Zendala tile. So I'm first starting out by sketching a border. It's almost an inch, maybe a little less. From the outside edge, I'm just going to do a light sketch with this graphite pencil. I'm just taking my time. It doesn't have to be exact, but I do want it to be as similar as possible going all the way around. I'm going to be drawing the Puffle tangle in this border here, and I'm using a white Jelly Roll pen in a size 10. It's the broadest of the Jelly Roll pens. So I'm started at that graphite line, and I'm drawing up to the edge of the tile and drawing my heart, and then coming down and drawing an upside down heart, and that is sitting on that graphite line, on that pencil line. And because the outside edge is broader than the inside pencil line circle, you'll notice the hearts that are upside down are slightly smaller. So I found myself being very conscientious of drawing more wide hearts, touching the edge of the tile, and then more narrow hearts that were upside down and touching that pencil line. The white Jelly Roll pens can be finicky in my experience with them. All Jelly Roll pens are, actually. But I find that the broader tipped ones flow much easier than the narrow tipped ones. And if you are new to using Jelly Rolls, the best advice to start with is don't press hard. You want to draw with kind of a light, with light pressure. that helps the ink flow more smoothly. So just continuing on around here and meeting up where this tangle began. It's always a challenge here at the end to try to make your tangles um, meet in a nice, neat fashion. So they might get smaller or you might have to draw wider, but don't overthink it. Now I'm going to add those loops or bunny ears inside of these hearts. And I'm going to be careful to turn my drawing so that the ink doesn't go under my hand. The Jelly Roll pens don't dry as quickly as the Pigma Micron pens, which are used predominantly in drawing tangles. But I'm turning because I'm right-handed. I'm gonna turn my ink to the left so that I don't smear anything. So when you finish those inside hearts, move on to the outside, or if you want to do outside first and then inside, it is completely up to you. Just keep in mind to make sure to give that ink enough time to dry. So enjoy these loops. I found them to be very relaxing to draw, and I will see you when you are done with this step. And what an absolutely stunning border this tangle makes. I am in love with it. All right, so for this intersection, I'm going to go geometric. I always like to combine very organic, free-flowing tangles with more geometric, um, angled tangles. So I'm starting off by drawing a checkerboard, so trying to divide my lines up as evenly as possible, crisscrossing each other until that entire center area is filled in. Inside each of these squares, I'm going to be drawing a fragment. The fragment I've chosen is B6. So B as in boy, and then 6. So this fragment consists of drawing an X and then a smaller square inside the square, filling that in with ink, and then drawing a series of parallel lines on all the sides. So X and then square, fill it in with ink, and then parallel lines on all the 4 sides. So please press pause, take your time, and I will meet you when you have filled in all of your squares. And I'm filling in this last little fragment here, and the center is all complete. I'm adding some white chalk now around the edge of the Puffle tangle, and I'm being pretty heavy-handed with it. So just drawing right next to the inside border with those upside down hearts. And then taking my tortillon and blending that charcoal into the tile, into the Zendala tile, really softening up that edge. And then I'm going to take that charcoal pencil and just trace along the lines that were drawn first to make that checkerboard design. So just going straight across them. And just softening up this chalk with the tortillon. And what a cool tile. I am loving this Puffle Tangle as a border, especially in the round. It looks so cool. All right, so I've added my chop and I'm going to fill out the information on the back so I can reference it later. I can't believe that we are about halfway through this. So 16 more days to go after this. So yeah, we're on day 15. This is the Puffle Tangle and fragment B6. So I'm adding that as well, just for reference in the future if I need to figure out what I drew. All right, my version of the Puffle Tangle right there. Had such a fun time with this one, and I hope you did too. I want to say thank you always for joining me on this Tangle journey, and I look forward to drawing along with you again tomorrow. All right, have a good one.